Good afternoon. I'm Shaylee Sanders. We start KCBD News Channel 11 at 5 with breaking news. A man is now dead after he opened fire inside a Tennessee movie theater. Police near Nashville say the gunman had a hatchet and a gun before being shot by an officer. According to a police spokesman, one person may have suffered a hatchet wound. The fire department says 3 people were pepper sprayed by the gunman. One witness recalls what he saw this afternoon.
I'll just drop off my customer, and I just heard all the shit coming out, all the police coming out, and it was very scary.
So you were an Uber driver and were dropping someone off?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see people run out that were injured?
No, I just saw a lot of witness people get out from the restaurants, and a lot of police running with the arm out and all the shit coming out.
Police say the suspect had 2 backpacks which are being checked by authorities. Stay with us on air and online as this story unfolds. And in Camp Shelby, Mississippi, one person is being questioned after a shooting incident at a Joint Forces Training Center this morning. This is the second day shots were fired near a military facility in southern Mississippi, but there are no reports of anyone being wounded. The shooter is believed to be a white male in a red pickup truck. The post is now secure and all personnel are accounted for. Now to the possible return of Bluebell ice cream to store shelves. Today, the Alabama Department of Public Health said there are no restrictions on the sale of Bluebell ice cream made by the company at their plant in Birmingham. Now, as you know, following a listeria outbreak this spring, no Bluebell products have been sold. The Alabama plant has been testing products since last month. That plant is also smaller than the main plant here in Texas. Bluebell has tweeted, "We're busy at our plant in Alabama facility cranking out ice cream and building inventory, and stay tuned in the coming weeks for the details of our return." Malaysia's Prime Minister confirms debris that washed up on an Indian Ocean island is from missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. The plane disappeared nearly 17 months ago with 239 people on board. Experts looked for a serial number on that wing flap to link it back to the Malaysian Airlines. Experts are now looking at the damage on that wing flap and examining how it was torn off.
This exam is just a small piece in the investigation. It will certainly give no indication on the reason why this aircraft departed from its initial trajectory.
In a statement, Malaysia Airlines offered its deepest sorrow to the families and friends of those on board the flight. New at 5, indicted Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is now speaking out about his future. You'll remember Paxton pleaded not guilty to felony securities fraud charges and asked for a jury trial on Monday. Now, late last night, Paxton released a statement saying, "I am looking forward to the opportunity to tell my story, which the grand jury did not hear in a court of law. Thank you for standing with me and now walking forward with me as we continue to do the work that we came to do." Paxton is accused of misleading investors before becoming the state's top lawyer. He is currently out on bond and will continue to serve as Attorney General while his case proceeds. Summertime means moving time for many people across the South Plains, and the city of Lubbock tells us this creates a problem in some alleyways where people ditch their unwanted furniture and appliances, and if they're near your dumpster, we're told it's your problem. KCBD News Channel 11's Ashlyn Tubbs joins us live at one of those problem areas located at 20th and Avenue V. Ashlyn.
Well, Shaylee, if these mattresses are left next to your dumpster, the city says it's your property, so it's your responsibility to take them to one of 4 recycling centers here in Lubbock. The ordinance comes from state and health safety codes concerning illegal dumping. Stuart Walker, Director of Code Enforcement, says first they'll issue a warning about the situation. Then if the items are still not disposed of properly, they will issue a ticket, a Class C misdemeanor on top of court costs. He says this is a fine of over $200, not counting the bill if they have to send a cleanup crew.
We use our private contractors to go out and remove those items, dispose of them properly, and then we bill the property owner. Not a problem.
Really is if you have any. Now, Walker says if you do happen to see the person or the vehicle that is dumping the trash or the items, just call 311 to report them and make sure that you get the license plate number or take a picture. Shaylee?
Okay, thanks so much, Ashlyn. Officials are hoping that the cooler weather will be a big help in the fight to control the huge Rocky wildfire in Northern California, but it is still the largest of more than 24 wildfires burning on the West Coast. Right now, 1,400 people are under a mandatory evacuation, and it's unclear when they might be able to return to their homes.
And you could see it just falling all over there, and I'm going like, oh my God, that could be one of our homes.
We've also learned that the number of destroyed homes has gone up from 24 to 39. The Rocky Fire started a week ago today, and it's now burned more than 68,000 acres. The weather in the area of the Rocky Fire is expected to be hot and dry until the weekend, but even then, officials say they don't expect enough rain to make a big difference in the firefight. Now to our forecast. Today marks the start of hot weather across the South Plains, but just how hot will it get? John has details this afternoon from the First Alert Forecast Center. John, could it actually reach 100 degrees?
As a matter of fact, it could today. We're up to 99 so far out at the airport, so who knows, before these showers get closer to Lubbock, we might make it there. But we do have a line of showers, a few thunderstorms well to the northwest of Lubbock. You can tell on our live view looking off to the northwest through our Skycam view here. That activity is drifting slowly east and southeast, so as you look at the Doppler radar, we'll show you that it's located some earlier near Plainview, but right now most of it is south of Plainview, near the Hale Center area, then another area of thunderstorms right around Littlefield. They just moved through the city of Littlefield. Unofficially had a report of an inch of rainfall, by the way, in Plainview, but look at all the lightning associated with all these thunderstorms. A lot of lightning. Winds have gusted up to 61 earlier in Amherst, one significant downburst there, but mostly some heavy rainfall. These are tracking east-southeast about 25 miles an hour. They continue to hold together. They're going to impact central areas of Hale County, move out of Lamb County down into Hockley County, and obviously if they track along 84, they might eventually affect the city of Lubbock. So no warnings, no watches. These are very isolated thunderstorms. Many of these will diminish a little bit later on this evening. Looking at our forecast, you can see more showers coming up this evening with a slight chance of storms here on Lubbock. And as you look at the forecast for tomorrow, you will see temperatures back up again. We may see temperatures near or above the century mark. If we don't make it today, tomorrow we definitely could. Shaylee?
All right, thanks so much, John. Fox News has picked its lineup for tomorrow's debate. The network said it picked these candidates based on recent national polls. The 7 major Republican candidates who did not make the cut for the primetime debate will be a part of a smaller debate early tomorrow afternoon. Now, while some have called the criteria for the debate flawed, a RNC spokesman says all candidates should be happy.
There's over 140 people that have filed with the Federal Election Commission seeking the Republican nomination. I think, to be honest with you, they should be excited that they're actually being included, given an opportunity to have their voice heard.
Former Texas Governor Rick Perry kept an optimistic tone on Twitter last night. Perry posted, "I look forward to being at Fox News 5 p.m. debate for what will be a serious exchange of ideas and positive solutions to get America back on track." The FBI is now investigating the private email system Hillary Clinton used when she was Secretary of State. There's no allegation of wrongdoing, but it's still bad news for the Democratic presidential candidate who's already having a rough week in the polls. Brian Moore has details from Washington.
It's exactly the kind of headline Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Clinton doesn't need. The controversial private email system she used as Secretary of State is the subject of an FBI investigation. She's accused of no wrongdoing, and the Washington Post reports it is not a criminal probe.
It is primarily focused right now, at this point, on the security of information and emails that might be classified.
Clinton's campaign says she did not send nor receive any emails that were marked classified at the time. But an inspector general found perhaps hundreds of sensitive emails made their way through the private server in the Clintons' New York home, some of it kept by her private attorney on a thumb drive. The FBI is asking whether the communications were properly safeguarded. Either way, it's fresh fodder for Republicans.
I think anytime the FBI is sniffing around your computers in your home, it's probably not a good thing. So who knows what the FBI is looking at.
Meanwhile, the State Department continues to comb through the emails to see what more can be released.
And I really hope that it will be as quickly as possible.
But the unanswered questions aren't helping at a time when Hillary Clinton's approval ratings are sliding. The latest NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows Clinton has her lowest numbers of this campaign, with 48% viewing her negatively. Brian Moore, NBC News, Washington.
The South Plains Food Bank needs volunteers to help pick apples at their orchard. The food bank says after a year of amazing rain and sunshine, the apples are ready to make their big debut. There are volunteer opportunities from Monday through Saturday until September 30th. The orchard is located off of the corner of 56th Street and MLK. Coming up later on KCBD News Channel 11 at 5, brown water is flowing through a small town in Oklahoma. Hear from outraged residents later. Plus, we're 1 year away from the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio. One of the major questions is, will the venues be ready? But first, John will be in next with your complete First Alert forecast.
Weather coverage you can count on. This is the First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Robison.
Well, a couple of these thunderstorms have intensified around the South Plains. First, I want to show you a video here. I'll step back. This is hail in Plainview from Angie Flores. A little bit earlier, a strong thunderstorm made its way through Hale County and also went in Hale Center. Still some activity up in the Hale County area as well as Plainview. And again, no warnings there, but we do have a warning in effect for the Lamb County area, just issued till 5:45. Concerns primarily are going to be strong winds, but obviously you see some hail potential with a few of these thunderstorms, so we appreciate that video. If you have more videos or photos, you can upload those to KCBD, our sites, send it to 11.com, our Facebook, Twitter sites, and again, send it to 11.com. We'd appreciate that. In the meantime, let's look at the Super Doppler HD3. We'll show you where the activity is located. Again, here's the warning. Pardon me, I said Lamb County. I meant Hale County. See a strong thunderstorm southwest of Plainview, south of Highway 70, tracking generally east, a little bit southeast. Does have some hail indications associated with it. It is well. Look at those numbers coming up on Thursday and Friday. Even into Saturday and Sunday, temperatures still could be near 100 degrees. And Shaylee, a reminder again, Hale Center, severe thunderstorm headed for that community. A lot of lightning. There may be some hail with that and very heavy rainfall.
Okay, thanks so much, John. Construction on the sports venues and other facilities for the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro continues as the opening of the Games is just 1 year away. The Olympic Park southwest of Rio de Janeiro will be home to the Media Center and Olympic Village. It will also host many Olympic events. Compared to previous Summer Olympics in Beijing and London, the speed of venue construction is slow. Rio also is using the Olympics to improve its transportation system.
That's a total revolution in terms of how the transport system is organized in the city. In fact, the transport system will be the major legacy of the Games for the city of Rio de Janeiro.
80% of their venues and their facilities have been completed. Construction started on the Olympic Park 3 years ago. Stay with us. Healthwise at 5 is next.
Bringing you the latest health coverage and medical news. Here's Karen McKay's Healthwise at 5.
If you get a pain in the lower right side, do you wonder about your appendix? Nice to see you, Dr. Fitzwater.
Thank you.
Now back to you, Shaylee.
Okay, thanks so much, Karen. And still ahead on KCBD News Channel 11 at 5, some Oklahoma residents are trying to figure out what's in the water. Brown water is running through the pipes of a small Oklahoma town. Residents are told it's safe to drink, and the city says they're trying to fix it, but the residents don't believe them. Leslie Ringel has more.
It's moving. See that?
See?
Would you drink that? No.
Residents have received letters from the water department warning large consumption over a long period of time could lead to kidney problems or an increased risk of cancer. Residents plan on voicing their concerns at next week's city council meeting. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast.